Hey yo, how you doing, guys? It's 2 5th and them boys in the building. That's right, me, the one AJ.
And me, Double V, the OGs.
So we are in the house, guys, and we are talking Royal Rumble. Now, look, some people are upset at the winners. Some people are saying the women's was a rubbish match. Some are upset at AJ retiring. Some have got some things to say about Sammy. Some are upset that Sammy lost. Others are happy that Sammy lost because Sammy doesn't deserve to be in the title picture. I think the world has gone absolutely back.
So many feelings.
Yeah, so many different things. So my initial thing was I was not able to watch live because rotas that I created, so I'm not going to blame anyone else, went against me, and I told the guys, like, please I Rumble is something I enjoy. It's the road to WrestleMania. Let's do this. Let me watch this without spoilers. You didn't put a spoiler out, but you put something that said that Women's Rumble was pretty decent. In fact, you said it kicked rear end. That's what you said. I then got a message from someone who was unaware that I weren't looking for spoilers, and they was like, oh, AJ's retired. Damn, okay, thank you. I should have messaged you too. It's not your fault. And I was like, so how are you enjoying the pay-per-view so far? And they were like, Women's Rumble was a bit flat. And I was like, okay. Get home at untold hours, and I'm watching it like it's actually Rumble times, like we're used to, like 1:30 in the morning. And I'm watching it, and honestly, I agree with you. I feel there was nothing weak in the Women's Rumble. I feel we had. Look, I don't dislike the Men's Rumble. What I feel the Women's Rumble had is people that we could invest in more. Be it from an NXT angle or just the ones that are currently on the roster but haven't got a chance to make a name for themselves. Here they were in a chance to mix it up with the more known names, the figureheads of the company. Brie Bella was it was a surprising shock, actually. I wasn't too sure how. I was like, oh,
really? You didn't see that one coming?
No, because
fair enough, I did.
Mr. Bryan is somewhere else, and like she was actually seen on their screens previously. So I really thought the sisters were in two different ways. So that really had me.
Nah, that one didn't catch me. I was expecting her.
Okay, fair enough. But overall, I think it was a good one. Look, when we talked about, I think it was either Most Eliminations or Iron Woman, I mentioned Lash Legend. She had a good showing in this thing. Chelsea delivered the comedy that would come again.
Sol Ruka had a good showing.
Well, this is it. This is the ones I was going to get to. You know, Chelsea done the comedy that we delivered. We expect her to deliver, and she delivered it. You've got a final three that actually had you going, "Ooh, hold on," because no, but give it what it is. As much as you may not want Tiffany Stratton, she comes in at 30 and she's in the final three. She's a former champ. You know the company's invested. So Ruka beat Bailey. I don't expect an NXT star to win the Rumble. No way. And Liv, do you know what? I don't know why Liv wasn't in there for me as an option. The more I looked, I was like, yeah, idiot, you flopped there. You flopped. She's not a tag team star. I enjoyed it. I would have liked to have seen Jordan in the final four, considering she's in a title chase with someone who's not given her a title match. I didn't say she has to win. I know that was my prediction, but that was my highs and lows when it comes to the Women's Rumbles. How about yourself? I know you said it kicked rear end, but I'd like to hear your
so view. One of the things that deeply troubled me, this is specifically about the Women's Rumble.
Yeah.
For the last, pretty much in the Triple H era, I would go so far as to say, is I think they've been booked badly. And when I say booked badly, I don't mean in terms of who took part or who the winners were. Those are just opinions. I'm talking more sort of like the stuff which is more or less objective, what lends itself to the sport of wrestling, right? Which is why when I think Jordynne Grace made her debut, was it last year or the year before?
2 years ago now, yeah.
She showed that roster up so badly. And it's not because Jordynne Grace is this amazing athlete, whereas the others are not. They're all mega athletes. But it's because Jordan was coming from a company where you have to be faster, you have to be a bit more aggressive with your moves. And when she was doing all of that in a very, very Fed-heavy environment. Obviously, it's the Fed. But there's no disputing this. In WWE, they wrestle slower. They wrestle more conservatively. Everything is more confined. And when you put someone from TNA in there, it really showed all the ladies up. I don't know who made the decision. Doesn't matter, but whoever it is or whichever group it was, chapeau. I get the feeling that they took the shackles off the ladies this year. Spots be spots. Chelsea Green doing her comedy stuff is fine. I thought the ladies were really fluid this year.
There was some good wrestling. There was some
really good. The thing I hate about the Rumble, which the men's was extremely guilty of, is you fill the ring and then people are just kind of chilling on the corner, feigning being tired because they've been body slammed or something. And so it ultimately just ends with 2 or 3 in the middle with everyone else kind of on the ropes as until their moment comes in. Women's Rumble didn't do that. It was constant. It was turnbuckle to turnbuckle. It was Irish whip to Irish rip. It was near fall to near fall. It was entry. So like everything flowed really nicely in the Women's Rumble. The footwork was good. The way they were transitioning from one conflict to another was good. And from a storyline perspective, made sense. Charlotte and Alexa, Kyrie and Asuka, Lash Legend and Nia, Roxanne and Liv. There was all these little seeds being planted.
The whole Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. There was all these little seeds being planted throughout the Rumble that continued storylines. And I was like, there you go. Yeah. This is good.
And that's what it needs to do. The Rumble is a chance to build, as you said, plant the seeds for many stories that lead into Mania. You go,
but continue, but keep the other stories alive.
This is it.
You know, little things like having Candice and Nia give each other a high five. I was like, yes. In previous years, we would have pretended like these two don't know each other. It's like,
yeah. It was all of those. Natty had a small moment with Maxine, I believe.
Yeah.
That her eliminating Becky says so much.
Yep.
So much, you know, and these are the elements because let's be honest, Natalya rebranding herself after all of these years is a very difficult upsell. You eliminated
That's
the man.
The best I've seen Natalya in years.
Honestly, they've allowed this Natty character to develop in GCW. You know, the underrated legend or whatever she goes by, and it works. It works. It's given her a bit of edge. You take out Becky, you could do a couple of like vignettes about okay, whatever. You screwed Maxine Dupree. Oh, okay. Like no disrespect to Maxine, but where is Maxine in the card? Like when she won, she was a shock win for the IC title. With respect, no one saw it, and then she's lost it straight away. But then you think, oh, here we go for the feud. No. Natty's inserted herself into what could be a 3-way feud now, which is interesting. That's the part I like of it. So you're right. That I feel they done, as you said, chapeau, kudos, respect, salute, well done. I think the Women's Rumble actually delivered quite a lot.
And I thought the right person won. I do think the right person won.
I think it is. I think, look, as much as I went for, okay, do you know what? I'm actually happy that my dark horse of Bianca Belair didn't turn up. I feel...
Oh, I was a bit sad by that. I was literally like number 30. It does make you wonder, though. It's a finger injury. Like, what did this poor girl do to her finger? Like, no, on a real, though. Do you remember when Sin Cara busted his finger and was the laughing stock of the whole locker room?
Yeah.
This must be some serious injury she's got for a finger to keep you out that long.
Don't be shocked, though, if the injury's there, but at the same breath, the profits are off TV.
I was about to say, the finger injury so bad it's had effects on Montez.
But it could be a whole repackaged deal, because I know they're keeping a few tag teams off to make them relevant. Who knows where Bianca goes from there? Bianca turning up on the SmackDown could be something, or the profits turning up on Raw could be something. You never know which way they do it. Brand, what is it? Draft lotteries or whatever they call them. Aren't really a thing as much anymore. So that's that. But no, when I say I'm happy for that, okay, look, you didn't need Brie, but I feel that everyone who came out, showed out, and that's what I like. There are some names I'm not familiar with, be it NXT or The stars of not like Julia. This sounds so disrespectful for a pod to come out and do this, but Julia's right-hand woman right now, her coming out and having a really good showing in
Kiana James.
Thank you.
I thought she kicked ass.
She was amazing.
Yep.
She was absolutely amazing. And this is what it's about. This was like the purest form of a Rumble. You know, go back 10, maybe 12 years ago, we relied very heavily on the surprise entrance, especially, you know, your Mickey James, your Trish, your Litas, and all of that. This wasn't that. And I like that we're looking forward, not back. Yes, we had Brie, and that had the world in excitement. We are now looking forward.
To say, you know, I think the first Women's Rumble, yeah, it's historic. Stack it with all the women from yesteryear. That made the world of sense. You know, still one of the hardest pops I've had in the last decade was Lita. Mate, for me, that was like, Lita at the Rumble, are you mad? Of course, I popped so hard.
And the thing is, while she's, when I say active, still able to compete, it would have been the biggest disservice to not have her in. So, you know, on those occasions, all of these women who built the foundations for there to be a Women's Rumble, for God's sakes, put them in. And
they've had their flowers.
Yeah.
Bit surprised Paige wasn't there.
There are rumors. Can I be honest on a personal level? I was happy she wasn't, because Matt Cardona's not up for the love of wrestling, which I could live with. Soraya not being there will trouble me a bit. Had she turned up there, there's a chance she signed something. I'm not ready for that. I know you could get the odd appearance, Victoria. Turned up and has not been seen since. But Paige, I thought if she turns up, she's signed. So for the love of wrestling, you still have some extra money coming from my pocket. We move on. Right. Next one, the retirement. AJ Styles Gunther. Now, to me, and I will say this for the whole ministry, that was, I'd say, our voting with our hearts. I think we all knew the writing was on the wall. It just felt a bit hard to believe it was coming that quick. Did you see the Nakamura post on Insta?
No, I didn't. What did he say?
So he put this post right after their match where he's been talking to AJ. AJ's been like a brother to him, even though he went straight to the main roster and he started off on NXT. They've always had this great relationship. A feud that wasn't what they wanted to be. Then they had this great match in Japan, and he spoke to AJ, and AJ said, "No, I'm done at the Rumble." Nakamura posted this whole thing and then deleted it. And I was like, okay, we've got that. I'm seeing Ospreay putting all these posts out about him. You're seeing everything, the trademark for his logos and everything. And you're like, well, he's on the way. He's definitely on the way. The contract ends in Feb. Everything says this man was not continuing. I think because we were spoilt with a John Cena year, we automatically expected
there's an element of that to it, sure.
I think that was it. For me, I think I don't know how you would have done it, but you stand up to advocate for John Cena, you beat the man, but the ref doesn't see it, then you lose to that man, and then you get a Rumble match. It all seemed to be the traditional, no, this leads to a rubber match. That's what I thought. And I was like, yeah.
Well, maybe it does. Monday Night Raw is tonight. Maybe it does. Because those gloves did not come off.
Those gloves did not come off. This is the
Can I tell you what I read into that, though? I'm not done with wrestling. I thought that was speaking to the wider world. I don't think that was speaking to the WWE world.
This is the thing. Now, there's a few people out there that say AEW. Now,
the dream matches, AJ.
Listen. A lot of them are rehash matches. The dream match for me, personally, is him Ospreay.
Of course.
It's the match that Ospreay wants. Sadly, Ospreay's on the shelf, so it kind of extends how long AJ can go for, which is an issue. Personally,
I have a feeling 3 physio sessions a week might become 5 physio sessions a week.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know he's out of that place. You might push it, but I'm going to point to it again. That's where this man deserves to retire. I think there's something.
No, I agree that he should retire in TNA. I need to see AJ Ospreay. I need to see AJ Omega. I need to see AJ Swerve. I need these matches.
Listen, I'm not going to disagree with you on any of those. Do you know what? I would even put money down for AJ MJF. You know, like there are so many.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine the cannon fodder Max would have for him there?
Can I give you a few other names? Bandido.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike Bailey.
If they decide to book Mike Bailey properly, yeah, but you can put Hangman in there. I mean, I'd love to see AJ against Okada.
This is it. I mean, there's so many Japan callbacks that it would blow your mind, Hey,
God forbid he ever doesn't retire, but AJ Adam Cole.
Adam Cole. What a sad story. Honestly, that's the only way to word that. Speedy recovery, Adam, no matter which way it goes. But look, the match was okay. I think it was
definitely overhyped. I think it's become a little bit part and parcel that people are like, if Gunther's in a match now, it's 5-star. I'm like, no.
This, do you know what? And I've always said my issue with Gunther, early Gunther, was Gunther still wrestles like he's Walter. I know that sounds very stupid to a lot of people. The size difference can make him move like a immovable object. He's a lot smaller now. That didn't play into it. That style has changed. He has found a Gunther performance. However, Gunther is now this tap out artist. I'm going to choke out your legend.
He reminds me of Bob Backlund.
But I don't even think Bob Backlund went for the crossface chicken wing that much.
Yeah.
He's just forever trying to slap this on, and I get it that's what eliminates people and that's the height of suspense. But there's only so many reversals. Could you imagine Taz trying to slap on the Taz mission 100 times in a match? You'd be like, ugh. I get it when it's on. You can break out of them. Someone as flexible as AJ, yeah, give it to me all day long. Yeah, don't keep doing it. And now the thing is, we've had fainted Goldberg, tap in John, fainted AJ.
I've got a problem with this. This is something I made a note about that I have to raise. Some people are like, oh, it's like the Randy Orton legend killer thing. Whether it is or isn't, I don't care. That's not the crux of this. I've got a real issue with the way, maybe I'm overthinking this because ultimately wrestling doesn't make sense, right? That's, it's an abstract art form on a good day. Like, it's not glorifying violence, but we cheer the fake, I hate using the word, the staged violence, but there are real injuries that can happen, but it's done by athletes, but it's not a sport, but they are sportsmen, and there's good guys and bad guys, but it's not a movie, but it's kind of a movie about sport. And wrestling's weird, man, and we love it for that. We don't question it too much. So I'll be the first to put my hands up here and say, maybe I'm guilty of overthinking this, but just on the logic that they've given me, Gunther is not a career ender. Goldberg had announced when his career was ending. Cena had announced when his career was ending. They were feds to Gunther, sure, but he didn't retire them. They were retiring whether he was there or
win or lose, these are retirements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gunther or no Gunther, these are retirements.
Yeah.
He's not a career retirer. With AJ, that was different. But I would say this is the first one. So it's me and my granular brain.
No, but do you know what? It's a brilliant point. It's actually a very good point. I have to salute you for it. It's like, okay, yeah, he's ended. He was the last match, but he didn't actually.
He didn't end shit.
Yeah.
Cena hosted a whole tournament of people. He's like, I'm literally retiring now. This date, this time, this pay-per-view, this match, this minute, I will retire.
Like, it's a very good point. It's a very good point.
So it's bothering me a bit. And I mentioned it online and people are like, you're overthinking it. And I was honestly like, well, maybe I am. But also, I don't think I am.
You're not. But here's the thing. I understand this part. But you see, when you're the career killer, because that's what it is. You have the legend killer and the career killer. Legend killer, you can take on Mick Foley. You can beat his ass. Mick can come back. Career killer makes it a bit more interesting. So everyone's like, oh, Brock is next at SummerSlam. Cool. Brock, maybe. Brock.
Oh, no, I'm all for that.
I'm for it. It's a good match. I don't like
after Brock Obafemi at WrestleMania, of course. I need that.
That could go one of two ways, but I really want it to go the right way.
Oh, Brock will win. Come on.
No. I'm talking about how good it could be. It could be a slobber knocker. It could be Brock Goldberg.
It'll be 4 minutes of man slapping meat.
As long as it's better than Brock Omos, I'm cool.
Oh, I was there for that.
Oh god, I forgot you saw that live. Oh, now available in Triple R. But anyway, just saying. But here we go. With this gimmick that's in place, what does this man do in between? Because if you're the career killer, what do you have for Mania? Do you get what I'm saying?
Or you give him Brock.
Well, Brock SummerSlam. That because apparently it's Minneapolis, and that's where Brock said he's bowing out. Apparently, Brock does what Brock does. This is Brock's second retirement, as far as I'm concerned. The ultimate
third, isn't it? I swear he left for the UFC.
Well, that one. He left for that was more of I don't know, because he always said he was coming back with that one.
There was also the whole retiring in disgrace because of the alleged.
Well,
I said alleged.
I don't even know if that was retirement. That was just removal. Different art. It was just a complete removal.
He got Benoit in a whole different way.
You've got all the cartridges today, ain't you? but do you get what I'm saying? When you're the career killer, obviously the end goal is career killer versus legend killer. That has to be it. I don't know what Randy's plans are, but that to me is what I foresee. As his final
great shout. Gunther Randy.
Gunther
retiring Randy makes a world of sense.
But that's the end goal, right? You've taken out everyone else. Now I'm coming for the legend killer. But what do you do in between that? Okay, SummerSlam's not that far down the road. What does he do?
RKO, sleeper.
Oh, don't. It's probably going to happen exactly like that. The one time it's not out of nowhere. Oh,
he's going to reverse the RKO and end up in a sleeper.
Night, Randy. That will be something. Give me that in 3 years' time. I can't lose Randy just yet. But where does Gunther go from there? Here. Apart from with this whole legend thing, because what happens if he takes on Jay for a second time?
Stick him in the chamber. Stick him in the chamber. Have him win the chamber because he hasn't done that yet.
So, do you see him going? Roman's going to Raw. Roman's going for Punk.
Roman's going for Punk. I could see Gunther Drew.
I could, but we're talking heel on heel as much as Drew's a face to us.
Yeah, see, and that's a really good point. And this is kind of my problem with Fed booking. That's one of the reasons I like the other companies more, because they don't mind doing heel on heel. If it's just for the sake of, these are the two top guys, let them fight.
Let them fight. Look, can I be honest? I prefer heel on heel than face on face.
Oh, every day.
Face on face, people are always, and I see it at shows. Every show I go,
shake my hand. I'll raise your hand, and I'll suck your dick. It's like
the crowd don't know where to go. Every time I go to a face-on-face match, the only time face-on-face worked was Hogan Rock.
Well,
and
you
even
become
that
a
was
situational heel, don't you? Like what Ospreay did with Oku.
Yeah.
That's if you book it properly.
But that's if you book it properly. And I'm not knocking any of the shows I go to. I just find a very flat crowd. And remember, it was until he 300 Amira, he was still like partially face. It was that kick. Like, oh, you went too far. Okay, you're the bad guy.
I still defend him. She spat on him.
I get you. But yeah, it's just one of those.
Spit on me, you're getting front kicked as well. Trust me. Genitals or not.
Not that we advocate domestic or.
Don't advocate it, but don't spit on me.
Well, I always say chuck what you can, and in the world of wrestling, intergender matches be a thing. So that's another thing. But yeah, look. It was an average match. Is it the match I wanted AJ to go out on? Heck no. I think we could have got more for an AJ final.
Let me ask you this: do you think we're capable of getting a match worthy of AJ Styles in the Fed for his retirement?
I actually don't think there is. Honestly, if I was to think of the right opponent for him,
if it was in TNA, feed him Jeff.
I wouldn't go Jeff. Oh God, no. No. Jeff is very good in tag team right now. Either you give it to a young up and comer. Not that I'm saying Leon has to beat him, but you either do that or he loses to the champ.
Shout.
Leon, hell, let Kaz do it. Let it be an old rivalry. Like one last time, let's do this. Let's see who is really the man, who is really the face of TNA. You know, something like that. Imagine if as much as we all know AJ is, someone walking around with that moniker because he defeated the face of TNA.
I mean, the one you'd really want would be Joe, wouldn't it? Oh, AJ Joe and AEW.
How did I forget Samoa Joe?
Come
How
on.
did I forget Samoa
Come
Joe?
on now. AJ Joe and AEW. I need him to have a 6-month run in AEW.
Do you know what? You took the number. I swear to you, took the number out of my mouth. A 6-month run. And then just have whatever match. I would like it to be Leon because he came out to nod to Leon. But, you know, he needs to. I think it should end in TNA, but a nice little run in AEW would be there. But my thing is, this is where it shouldn't have been a career. If AJ's not done, you shouldn't have forced it to be a retirement match. We know he's retiring this year.
He said he'd never wrestle in a WWE ring again. That was the stip.
I know, but I'm sure they.
What do you make of the gloves? That's the big thing. We're talking
this is
about
my thing. The glove said, "I'm not done." The glove said, "I'm not done," and I think it was the most respectful way you can do it because you're not going to go and do the big Bret Hart and you know. So this is the most respectful. Like, it's not done yet. But it should have been loser leaves WWE.
Loser leaves town.
Yeah, something like that, and that would have been the right way. We're at where we're at. Thank you, AJ Styles, for a solid 10 years. I'll give you that. I say solid. You had a good SmackDown run. It went a bit quiet after that.
It really did go quiet, didn't it? Like, wow. I feel like there was 4, maybe 5 years where they were just sitting on him with nothing.
There was a point where it was really bad, like really bad. Even when he was feuding with Taker, you were like, well, okay.
Yeah,
it shouldn't have been. It should not have been with his caliber. I know we had the thing, and I know it went cinematic. AJ could have delivered a very good, he could have delivered a good match with Taker. I don't know if Taker was still capable of giving AJ the match he deserved, but it just wasn't what it could have been or should have been. Got
to give the guy credit though; he's still in unbelievable shape for his age.
I was thinking that some of the moves I was watching him, and I'm like, you are pulling off moves, and I mean credit to your boy as well. Ray still does it, but I'm looking at him like, yeah, you know that you still got it, John.
You really do still got it.
And, you know, Michael Cole mentioned that thing, like, why now? And he's like, because I want people to remember me at my best. He will walk out in his best. It's not that anyone's going to be like, he lost the step. He's nimble. He's still nimble, RJ. I'll give it to him. I will give it to him. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We move on to the next one. The rules are broken. I'm not going to call it the curse, but the code, the assumption,
it's not
what?
It's not broken. It's part of a wider story that's going to reinforce the code.
Oh, yeah. But before, a man was just not allowed to. Mansoor did not lose over there. That was just the thing. They even made it a thing on his entrance to put 3-0 in Saudi Arabia. Trust me. 3-1. 3-1. I say it and I say it again. Had it been any other country, I would have been Drew all day long. That one had me. I was like, no one has lost. Sammy Mansoor had a great victory that was near enough to match The Undertaker at one point. Sammy wasn't allowed in the country, was allowed, and here we are. I was shocked.
So I think it's part of can't believe I'm crediting Nose McGee and the Fed with long-term booking of this caliber, but I'd like to believe that they can do it. I feel like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting when he's chastising Stellan Skarsgård, going, "I'm sorry this is hard for you. This shit is easy for me." I really do sometimes. Because it's like what you've done now really effectively is you've effectively sowed the seeds of doubt that Sammy can lose in Saudi Arabia. And now we're all going to be thinking, oh, but surely next year Saudi Arabia is finally the time Sammy wins. So he's going to win the Rumble. And he won't. He'll get to the final 3 and he won't. Maybe he'll even lose Elimination Chamber and there'll be some sort of last minute stipulation a la Seth Rollins and Punk and Roman last year where he weaves his way in and that's how he wins it. with a character like Sammy, and this is why I can't quite get on board with the whole he's not championship material. I'm like, are you mad? He's like the biggest baby face since Rey Mysterio in his current form. Like, Sammy's a guy who needs to get big losses in order to build up sympathy. Like, you look at him next to Drew, he comes out literally with, you know, a Middle Eastern, that traditional Middle Eastern headscarf. And literally a headscarf. I'm not being racist.
No, it is what it is.
Not a hijab, like a literal headscarf. And then you look across at Drew, who looks like the freaking Highlander in cyborg form, and he just, you know, he looks like $1 million, Drew McIntyre. Sammy with his little dad bod does not. But that's kind of what's endearing about him. He's the perennial underdog. He's the guy who you love that he's got, you know, golden retriever or Labrador energy. He's a lost puppy, Sammy.
Yeah.
So in that sense, he's not this larger than life mega athlete the way the likes of a Roman or a Drew, or to a degree somewhat even Cody are. He doesn't have that kind of perfect physique. He's not a gladiator the way these guys.
No, he falls under the DB category, doesn't he? He's the one that the fans love, but they doesn't match the WWE quota. It never was. You know?
Correct. He's not a giant.
Yeah. He's not chiseled either. You know, you don't have to have the stature, but you should have the build. He has neither. So, yeah, it's look.
Where they slightly missed the boat, because I thought what could have been brilliant. This was like, I'd bet for Drew to win. That was my prediction. But I was like, if you do have Sammy win, boy, you could set up something fun with him and KO down the line. Like KO winning the Rumble next year and Sammy retaining until then.
Did you watch the prediction show?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. KO was my prediction. I was like, oh, if he was ready. And yeah,
neck injury, it's a real thing.
I know it's a real thing. I
was thinking like maybe even Big E, and then they announced him on the commentary team, and I was like, and another year goes by.
Yeah, look, we have to remember Edge, Cope, whichever way you want to call him. That was 9 years. Saraya wasn't too far behind that. Page. These injuries, the only one is Steve. Steve came back pretty quick, but then look, he had to step away real quick as well.
Steve did come back quick. That was crazy. But so you need Sammy to have some huge losses before next WrestleMania, and then you put it on him in next WrestleMania.
Do you know, it was one of those things that I kept, because of the announcement, I was like, oh, he'll lose now, but he can win at Mania. I was like, but that gap's too huge. And that's the only thing. I was like, that gap's too big. But it does tell for good storytelling. It does give for good storytelling.
I think what you need to do is you need to have him have more than one title match between now and next Mania, and have him lose them all. Have him lose them all, and then have him lose the Road to Mania. Have him lose the Rumble. Have him lose the Chamber. Like, he needs. He's one of those few guys who wins upwards. You know.
Yeah. He wins through his losses. I agree with you on that. No, Sammy is definitely, you know, night 2. Sammy is night 2 main event. That's the thing. And dare I say, based on the deals that these guys have, it's WWE gold. It's not World Championship gold. It's WWE gold. Drew. I would love to say between now and then, Drew remains champ. I don't know if it works, but the whole "you've never beaten me, Sammy" has a lot in it. I would have Sammy bounce between shows. I would definitely have Sammy bounce between shows for title matches
all the time.
Yeah, like, he can't do this again. Put him back. It sounds bad. Put him where Sammy goes best. Make him IC champ again. Give him a US title run again. Something like that. You know, make him think, oh, it's not going to happen. This is he's relegated again. Then it happens, and it will be big. And I think Drew is that guy. I don't know if Drew holds. I would love to see Drew hold that long.
Oh, Drew deserves to hold it that long.
The thing is, can I be honest? You look at from the minute Drew turned heel to now, no one has been as consistent as Drew.
Fact.
In WWE. He's just kept that consistency through and through. this as the ministry like to call him, the generational hater. The man has hate for decades, man, and he just exuberates in that, and that's what it will be. He could carry it. He can wind people up. He'll forever be a hero every time he touches UK shores. It's just the way of it. Live with it, people. But that I think that is the one to slay. I don't even think, because we had what we had,
especially since now Drew is 12-0 against Sammy.
Yeah, this is it. That's what I'm saying. With that thing over it, the slaying will be immense. As much as we've had everything with Roman and Sammy, it's been, the feud happened. It's been buried. The rehash would be discussed. Like, if you wanted to, you could, but
there's some history here. Jesus. What if? Hear me now.
I'm listening.
What if it's not Roman Punk at Mania? What if it's Roman Drew and Roman does Drew again, and then it's Sammy Roman in Saudi Arabia?
But this was the way I said it, is that no matter which way you take it, this is why, screw it, we might as well tangent into the men's rumble. Roman was the right pick because Roman could work with anyone, in the sense
that's because he's Roman. I don't.
No. But I'm saying storyline wise, there was
for their existing champs now. Yeah. Sure.
Plus the challenges that they had.
But you see, even with that, it kind of goes back to what you were saying off camera before. I don't want to get too far into the Rumble because I want to stay on Sammy, but like, Roman's the right choice with the champs they've got now, and that you can pull that apart with what you were saying before, because certainly one of them, Punk, the champs they have now, I mean, they're legacy champions at this point. There are guys more worthy than Punk of holding that world title right now. I mean, how Chad Gable, who is in unreal shape, has still not even come close is beyond me. I mean, Penta, Braun, Jacob, put it on Priest again because he should not be in the position he's in now. Balor deserves another run. Like, there's so many more guys.
A run.
Yeah. There's so many more guys more deserving than Punk of holding that world title right now. It's ridiculous. They're doing it because he's box office, right? And that very fact in itself feeds into what you were saying. Where's the future?
Yeah.
Two of your guys, especially one of them, is a legacy champion. Your main challenger is a legacy challenger. So you're saying that, yeah, Roman fits in with both, but it still feeds into the wider point, which is, but this is all legacy nostalgia.
Of course.
Even when I just pitched Sammy Roman.
No, it would be a beauty. It would be a beauty. But I don't. My heart of hearts wants to, and I think Drew has enough charisma to be that guy. He has enough charisma to be that guy to go a 2-year run. Yeah, we'll see.
Drew absolutely has that, and Drew deserves that.
I have it. I believe he has it in him. I think there's enough feuds in there, and he knows how to make these stuff get personal and weird, and give these little jabs at you. Oh, you little dog. he just
Drew is criminally underrated on the mic.
Honestly, week in, week out, he just levels up, because you take this chosen one that left, you take the Scottish psychopath who stood behind Dolph Ziggler, and then then this is why I say he's better as a heel, because it's not that he was bad
as
a
face.
A
good baby face.
He was good as a face, but he is ruthless. I mean, look, he could be the anti-hero. To me, he is the anti-hero, because Drew's not a heel to me. Drew can't be he's just not a heel to me. He's the perfect anti-hero. He can't be. I feel when he was the baby face, he was trying to lean into baby too much. Now, it's perfect. And this is what I like. It's boo him if you choose to, cheer him if you cheer him, because you should be cheering him. And that's what's beautiful about him. Like,
you know, the only thing that annoys me about Drew being champ, and now a 4-time champ, and now being able to fulfill all the roles, heel, face, anti-hero, is Tyrannosaurus Gomez is there going, I told you he'd be the next big thing.
Hey, let's just celebrate that, Drew.
Right.
Drew deserves it. Drew had to leave and come back to be that guy. This is it, and I'm going to put it out there. Vince saw the potential in him the same way Undertaker sees the potential in Omos. They had to go outside of the company, find who they were, build a whole new character. Credit to TNA, What Culture Pro Wrestling, and everywhere else they went to, ICW, probably a couple of shows in progress, build themselves. I'm sure he even done a little stint in Ring of Honor. I've not followed Drew extensively, but that's where he built himself. That's the character who then got called to Black and Gold. That's where it built up even more. Then they speed dialed him into the main roster. Vince's chosen one. This is the whole story of him and Cody was perfect because both of them were guys. You know, Cardona. I think Cardona signed on too late. He's not going to be that guy. But those two, they proved that leaving and coming back definitely does something. Lashley, I wouldn't go into that category. Possibly some would say it. He came back doing the Ace Ventura butt talk, so that doesn't
right.
count. He had to find his way with purpose. MVP gave Lashley who he was.
And they just need to drop it now with Austin Theory. Like, enough. Stop.
So here's the thing.
He's the piece. I get it, but that's all he is. He's a body.
Are we moving into Rumble now that we're talking Theory?
No, we clearly both want to. But what's our final thoughts on?
I enjoyed the match.
Everything. So did I.
I enjoyed the match.
It's a three star.
Listen, 3.5.
And for once, I don't mean that pejoratively. I say 3-star Seth. I actually mean
3.5. I'd even go 3.5. Borderline 4. I feel the ending was just too obvious. I think we needed a shot.
Very formulaic. Sammy's gonna get the haluva kick, and it's not gonna be a pin, and then Drew will get him, and then he'll land a double finisher on him just to bury him. You know it's coming.
It was the multiple future shot DDT. I was like, ouch. Even I was like, oh, Drew, have a heart. Can I also say that gash that Drew took on his leg?
A gash that AJ took.
Bro, yeah. That's the one I'm talking. That was AJ's one. AJ's one. I was like, ouch. That was AJ's one. I got thrown. Yeah, confused there. That one, and it just did not stop. That went all around the ring. That was something. But no, it was a solid match. It's something to build on. As you said, formulaic. It's something to build on. It's more the story outside of the technicality that was being told there. Drew battered him to a degree that said, "This is why you're not ready."
So, last question then. Who did Sammy beat for the world title at Mania 42 or 43 even?
It should be Drew.
Finally beats him.
I think that gives it everything. You finally get the title, finally slay him. KO would be beautiful, but honestly, and I say this with the biggest amount of love, I've seen Sammy KO just one too many times.
I think Sammy should lose it to KO. That makes more sense to me.
Can I say something that you may not agree with? To quote the final boss, what if in that year we have the finally year? Sammy finally beats Drew. KO finally beats Roman. And at Mania, they both hold a title together in the ring.
I mean, it's what we all want, right?
I'm just saying that would be a moment.
You give us an Eddie Benoit moment.
Yeah, because that one's not allowed to be shown on TV anymore.
It's annoying that the network's gone, that's going to be really hard to find now.
No. The Mania's still on Netflix.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still there. They've got the catalogue. The only thing, to my knowledge, that doesn't really exist is No Mercy. No Mercy and Sid's ankle.
Why is that? Why does No Mercy not
exist?
Not
No Mercy. Over the Edge, 99.
Right.
Owen Hart. To my knowledge, that's the only one that doesn't.
I mean, it's someone's death. Yes.
Listen, I get it. I'm not opposed to it. I'm just saying that's the one that I know. And sometimes they show it. I don't know how it goes. I think can't remember if it was on there, but it's like edited in a way that you don't see the promo anymore and stuff like that. Yeah. R.I.P. Owen.
So sad.
Yeah. I don't want to make it morbid. Do you know I was talking to someone recently? Do you know how long it's been since Eddie Guerrero has passed?
20 years now, I know.
20 years this year.
Yeah.
many years this year. Absolutely insane. Right. The Rumble. The men's Rumble. Now,
lackluster.
Now, did it start off good? Yes. Look, there were people who either voted Braun to win or Braun to be their Iron Man.
Oh, I was vexed. I was laughing, but I was vexed.
I laughed my rear end off because I was like, these two are going to have a showdown. It bugged me because I was like, one is my Iron Man, one is my most elimination. They're both in at the same time. I'm in trouble. I was like, they could dance around the ring and avoid each other. The same dance around that you talk about being majorly annoying. I was like, that could possibly happen. Hopefully they go into Final Four territory, then I could be a happy man. To see Braun Breaker, badass Braun Breaker, thrown in and clotheslined out in a second, I was like, no. No.
I was a bit vexed by that.
Yeah. I did laugh though. I was like, no way. No way.
I mean, it was instantaneous. I'm like, well, there goes my 2 points.
Do you know what was good about it though? Is the expectation. Everyone was expecting to see kind of what the Judgment Day should have done a bit more of, what the Shields have done, what the Wyatt family have done, what every faction's always done. They've got their whole group in, they eliminate one after the other, and it takes some big BA to take them all out. The big dog was in there already, big dog being Oba. So it was like, what, they're going to pound Oba down, get him out. Maybe Brock eliminates them, but Brock's technically on their side. It was like, who is it? Then you think, oh, Roman's going to be the one to clear it. For him to be eliminated like that, it was like, oh, well, there goes the plan. But this leads to something. You said, who did you think it was? Was it you that said you think it's Pierce?
Yes. I think that mask guy's Adam Pearce.
Pierce is one of them. The other one that's crossed my mind, because it's one of those weird moments when I actually did watch Raw for once. Logan Paul also crosses my mind, because he was the one who, in that backstage segment, said,
short. That guy was too short to be Logan.
I don't know. I will be honest. There is someone who said it could be Jake. Don't bring Jake into this. I don't want to see Jake.
Jake Paul.
I just really don't want to see that. I really don't want to see that. But the reason I said Logan is because he advocated for the whole, I think Braun should be the one to win. So it kind of throws you the scent off. Everyone who says Theory, I just think that it's too bait for it to be that. So those are my options. It's either Pierce or Logan. But I agree with you that the height didn't go in that favor. So that was a good
definitely
shot.
Not. I hope it's not Seth. That would just be too much. But Heyman's literally in the replay. You can hear him go,
yeah,
Seth Rollins. I'm like, okay, so it's hopefully not Seth Rollins.
It can't be him. I mean, we all know he was there because he was talking about how he's puking at the cover of 2K26, which I'm sure you're joining him in doing. But
I mean,
I've got a video coming out about that, which is going to be, it's just layers of where
the guy that that question I had, who has the more fragile ego, The Rock or Hunter? Yeah, that's buried.
Oh, don't even. Sorry, I was talking CM Punk.
No, Triple H.
I was talking CM Punk. Oh no, listen, that was. Yeah, it's literally in a video for what I was going to say. I agree with you. I agree, and it's not often you.
He needs to stop.
The video is going to come out, and
the star shagging is too much now.
Oh, it's too much. It's too much.
It's pathetic. It's like, mate, you're closer to being a grandfather than a dad at this point. You are not in the limelight, despite your giant nose's best efforts to stay in the limelight. Get out of my TV. You're not wanted. You can barely book. With 2 Rumbles to book, you can still only do one decent one, and that was your first ever decent one. Stop. You botched John Cena's end run. Like, you are literally the UA Bowl of booking at this point.
The company's not in a good place. I will say that. I will say that.
Sure. I'm not going to be dramatic and call for the downfall of the Fed. You know, we all know wrestling is cyclical. We all know wrestling is cyclical. They had a nice perfect storm of having Roman being on top, having that title run, having the boost in ticket sales, which the fans until now have been eating up, then having the Netflix deal, which they're brazen and it's going to back.
They were riding the high wave, and that wave is now coming down, which is fine.
Yep.
Look, Logan, Roman said it best. We flourished, but now we're stagnant. What's the next step? And I just feel they just.
You seen Dynamite pulled a bigger number than both Raw and SmackDown last week.
Did it now?
Yep.
Look,
first time ever that it beat them both in 1 week.
Good on them. Which is really bad considering it was Rumble week. Considering it was Rumble week, that's a bit of an issue. But I can understand it. Look, I'm going to sit here and I'll just tell you the situation is. It felt what I liked about it, and I saw your comment, is I like the fact that it was a bit flat because it felt like investment in the future. I know who won, and I think that is the right victory. I'm going to say that now. Roman winning was the right answer. Okay.
I think Roman winning was a right answer, not the right answer. A right answer. I'm not against it, but I also acknowledge that it's not the only option.
Right.
You could have pulled the trigger on Jacob here very easily.
You could have. He's only.
Story's there. The story's done. It's on SmackDown. Pull the trigger. Jacob Drew at Mania. Done.
Sure. How is he back? I think that's the problem. I haven't seen Saturday Night Main Event. Is he on point? Is he still Jacob?
He's
good. That's the main thing behind that. I feel they're scared, and this is the weird thing about wrestling, right? Jacob Fatu gets over more than they ever expected, right? I Love You Solo had to be cut real quick because he was a menace, and everyone's on him. You know, everyone's giving it the Yadi Amin, all gears, no brakes, all of that. We know all of that, right? But they're scared of what reaction he will get post injury. But Cody can have his arm practically fall off, and it's like, oh no, he's okay to go right back in. He can win a second Rumble. That's fine.
And a Hell in a Cell. Don't forget that. The Hell in a Cell. Don't forget the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, no, but that's when he tore it, isn't it? And then he was out. And then
he still competed that night in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. But do you see what I'm saying? Pull the trigger. Don't be afraid to give other guys. If you can see the heat, look, learn from LA Knight. LA Knight's done. Like, everyone can think what have you. Look, I take it back when I say he's done because Finn Balor's not exactly. Finn Balor looks like he's on a resurgence right now. I would like to see Finn hold. But don't let the steam die down completely, guys, and then have to rebuild them 5 years later. Case in point, AJ Styles. AJ Styles was the
Finn
thing.
Balor.
Nakamura. Like, you've got all of these guys.
Still hurts me.
But do you see what I'm saying? And this is the moment. Now, you've got Adam Pearce, and I know it's a meme that people are putting out there. You've got Adam Pearce telling Finn Balor the Rumble's packed. At the time, I think we had 15 names, half of it.
This was so
and
dumb.
Then you're going to give me La Parka and Mr. Iguana.
And 2 Grande Americanos. It was fun, but come on.
You know, and even that.
Although I got a little pop at Mr. Iguana doing the Scotty Too Hottie spot. I thought that was funny.
Do you know what? I realized the demographic we're talking to when I see Damian Priest choke slamming a man and a puppet. I was like, oh yeah, I would have laughed at that 10 years ago. But you know, like I get what we're doing. But how were you meant to convince me that Finn Balor was not entitled to a spot?
Crazy, insane.
And then again, I don't know if he's injured or not. If you're gonna give me,
bro, Rey Fenix wasn't in the Rumble. What the hell? He wasn't. Dragon Lee, Penta, and Rey Mysterio were. Oh, of course he was.
Brock eliminated him in seconds because when Penta came out, I was like, oh, are they going to finally acknowledge these to his brothers? And I was like,
nope.
Oh yeah, crap. Brock got rid of him. He was out.
I forgot already.
It was that's the embarrassment. And this is the thing. Now, show me who Dragon Lee is as opposed to being AJ's tag team partner because they thought it would be wise to have the tag team AJ Lee while AJ Lee has come back.
They don't book high flyers well. I keep saying
this. But here's the thing. That's the thing. Even if you didn't want to do that, do you know what you could have done? And I don't know if he's injured. Could we have not got Vikingo in the Rumble. Someone who looks like an absolute potential, a former champion of AAA, going into the Rumble to be like, all right, you guys have taken our title. We're coming for one of yours. Give me some of those guys. Do you know what? And I hate myself for saying this because I do not promote this guy. I said it.
Where was Joe Hendry?
He's NXT. But he should have been there. But again,
he's NXT. Oba's NXT.
No, he's not.
JC Jane's NXT. Sol Ruka's NXT. This is
Oba's unassigned, but Oba's main roster.
Sure, but you get my point. Saying it's NXT
Joe Hendry
that was so NXT heavy is not an argument.
I think the world was waiting for Joe Hendry, and that's why they pulled it back, because it was too expected.
Kofi Kingston wasn't in the Rumble. What the hell?
Because Kofi's done. The last 3 that Kofi done, he flopped, and they were like, fall back. And I don't blame them on that one, because he flopped on the last 3. But again, give me Woods.
Yeah.
Give me Woods. Give me someone. I just don't think they showed me something justified in, sorry, Finn, your spot is not there. Because if I was Finn, if I was Finn, I would have broke one of them man down. The second question is, did Finn want to travel? Because I realized Dom didn't travel either. So there is that politics behind it. But don't tell me, Finn, you can't make it, and then you're going to come and have some man, perform. Look, the entertainment was there. I felt the Women's Rumble gave me more names that made me go, as opposed to this one was very much on the wrestling has changed in the smaller frame of man, but you wanted me to go for the bigger frame guys. It was all about the Brocks, the Brons, the Obers in this.
Speaking of big frame, I thought they did Royce Keys dirty.
Do you know what bugged me with that one is the way they tried to promote him like a big deal, when all he was doing is pairing up with Oba more than anything. He just kicked a few men down. Did he eliminate anyone?
No.
It just felt very...
He was really badly booked.
It was a bit weird. Also, he
didn't look like that much. I also thought putting a guy who's supposed to be advertised as this monster killer when Oba is in there, I'm like,
ugh. Do you know what? That's exactly what I was going to say. He didn't look like Powerhouse Hobbs. The frame of Powerhouse Hobbs in the WWE just looked like he looked like a fat man with muscle. It looked a bit weird.
Right.
It was a bit weird. This is a big guy here. I'm not body shaming. I'm a fat man without muscle. That be the thing. But he just, I was like, oh, okay. And I need to put this out there. The same way everyone had a beef with Blake Monroe, and she took Blake because of her niece. Royce Keys is his son's name and his mother's maiden name. If you have a beef with it, take it up with the man himself. But
I don't have a beef with the name Royce Keys.
Oh, everyone's giving it this name sucks. Sometimes we just have to let people take these. And I realize a lot of these names always seem to have these family links. Alexis King is another one. I don't judge. WWE.
I know WWE. I do think that it's silly when you've got, a proven stock with a name. Mariah May, Powerhouse Hobbs.
It's their licensing, isn't it? Their licensing.
I know. It's a shame, though. I think Mariah May is a much better name than Blake Monroe. I'm sorry.
But then again, I will never crap on it, because that's when and I think that's what they do. It may be the real, it may not be, but they give you these, but it's her niece's name, and you're like, I can't crap on it now. That's sweet. That's what they do each time. Where'd you get Royce Keys from? Well, Royce is my son's name. Oh, I'll take it back. Do you know what it is? It's Cool Runnings. Let's call it Tallulah. Where'd you get that name from? That was my mother's name. Tallulah.
Tallulah.
It's exactly that with these WWE names.
Yeah, so I mean, it was very much, as you said, the Giants coming to play. But what I have to say, what I praised the women for, which was the transitions and sequences. There was a point shortly after Royce came out, I think Brock was there, where every single person in the Rumble, there was like 8 or 9 of them, was draped over the ropes. I'm like, you're taking the mickey.
Well, can I be real?
Some movement, please.
If we're going to talk about 2 men clashing, I don't care what number's coming down. Me and you are going to throw down, right? Oba and Brock stared each other down 3 times. 3 times. have some respect for yourselves, guys. Have some respect for yourselves.
Yeah.
That part kind of threw me off. And these are the things. It's like, I saw it coming. I was like, oh gosh, here we go. It's about to go down. And I know that's the anticipation, and they want us to get ready that it finally goes down. You need to do something else. Have all the smaller guys, kind of like what they've done to Nia. Everyone just jump on the two of them to separate it each time. But to just be like,
do that.
I'm going to stop the 10 count. Yeah.
Do the Agent Smith spot.
Exactly. Don't call it that. Don't call it that. But something like that. Give me something to be like, what could have been. Give me the what could have been, as opposed to, no, we're just going to stare each other down because we've decimated everyone. Nah, man, that's weak. Those were the points that bugged me. Now, as I said, to me, because of the possibilities in story, Roman was the given choice. I feel Braun would be good, but I still would have felt like too early. He
left too early. Too early. God damn. My night got old real quick. Well, there goes my pick. Damn it.
When you know there's an hour and a half left, and you're like, okay.
But in a weird way, it made it interesting. I was like, well, okay.
Let's go random number.
That's the second year in a row I drew Logan, by the way.
That's bad. Honestly, I can't lie. When I saw that my pick was my random number, the smile. Can I be honest? I think it happened with what's her face as well. Jordan. I'm pretty sure it did. No,
I
it didn't.
hate this random number thing. I really do.
It gives that buzz because you're working with it now. That
but
even though you're
guessing out of it, and it makes it purely luck based.
This is why I debate.
It's a guessing show, not a luck show.
But this is why I debate. Your winner should be 3 points. Your dark horse should be 2. Your random should be 1.
I think your Iron Man should be 1, and your freaking random number thing shouldn't be a thing.
Oh, it's a bit of fun.
It's a bit of fun until you end up losing and draw Logan twice a year.
But it keeps you alive. Because that's the thing. In a 30-man match where it's not as...
Bruv, Braun Breaker being thrown out in the second, that kept me alive. I didn't need no number.
Question though. Taking Braun out because you said Roman was one of the right answers. Is Braun the only other answer, or did you have others?
Braun, I thought Jacob could have been a good answer. And then I was looking at options of Jey Usoing it. Like...
I wanted that.
Give me it. No. Not Jey.
No, not Jey.
A surprise. And you know what I think would have been really well received? You kind of insinuated he's dead. You could have put it on LA Knight. You really could give him a 3-month run. I'm not going to buy you building LA Knight up organically in a story. In that sense, I'll agree LA Knight's dead. LA Knight winning a Rumble and having a little 3-month run between Mania and SummerSlam, that I can get on board with. So you could have done an LA Knight. There's a little part of me that thought, you know what? Penta, he's been an unsung hero for the last 12 months, but
I don't think Penta's had enough victories in this unsung hero for it to matter.
I agree. Same logic with LA Knight. But that's the whole point of the Rumble, is you don't need to be a cerebral winner to be a world champ. That's what's interesting about the Rumble, is it kind of just throws all logic and rhyme and reason out the window. That's what makes it fun. It's like hard reset. And that, I guess, is why I would say with Roman, it makes sense for the legacy's sake, but it feels so far removed from what the Rumble could be. And I say this is someone who likes that, by the way. I like Roman winning. I'm not one of the guys, Roman again. I'm like, well, again, he's won it once.
Do you know, I look back, but I think this is the victory he needed because the last one wasn't. But here's the thing. When he did, that was a force feeding, you know? That was the force feeding of this is our guy. But I'm looking back at Rumbles. Who has ever been not the guy and won? Short of Jey. Because I was thinking about that earlier and I was like, we're looking for that surprise element of a Rumble. You knew a Steve was coming. You knew a Brett was coming. You knew a Shawn was coming, for better or worse.
Ray?
Can I be real? I just knew it because Eddie died. Ray was a charity run. And it bugs me to say that because I do respect Ray. I know I make a lot of Ray jokes, but Ray was a charity Rumble.
Yeah, but that's the band to me. I know.
Yeah, but I just don't like where his career is.
This is a good question. Let's look at this. Every Rumble winner ever. This is a nice bit of. Let's go.
To my mind, I'm looking at Hogan's, Flair, Hitman.
Let's go through it. This is nice. So Hacksaw Jim Duggan obviously was the first ever one.
Forget him and Big John Studd, respectfully, before it really.
How dare you disrespect Big John Studd? You know who should have won a Rumble and never did?
You're gonna say Repo Man.
Repo Man.
He stole the victory.
Always Repo Man. So Hogan, Flair, Yokozuna, Luger, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Austin, McMahon. McMahon, to be fair.
Right, cool.
The Rock, fucking hell, Stone Cold 3 times. Triple H, Lesnar. I'd argue Benoit was a surprise.
But remember, this was when he had just lost to Brock and he would never be allowed to challenge for a title again. The story lent to it. What was the shock is that he went to Raw, not SmackDown. That was the shocker of that one.
Batista, Mysterio. It's mad that Taker's only won it once.
Yeah.
Cena, Orton, Edge, Del Rio.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one.
Sheamus, Cena, Batista, Reigns, Triple H. I'm sorry, Triple H winning a Rumble in 2016. This bloody guy. Nakamura. There you go. There's a good
Nakamura. Yeah, Nakamura. So in the history of the Rumble, Nakamura and Jey Uso are the two.
And Mr. McMahon.
Mr. McMahon, but perfect villainy. I'll give Vince that. It was perfect villainy. It was high level villainy that you're like, oh, well done. He guaranteed Austin wouldn't win, and he meant that.
I'd argue maybe Edge.
I think Edge was on a high at that time. Sheamus might have been a bigger shocker to me, I think.
Sheamus, yeah.
But I still think he was high because I think Sheamus had already been a champ because he'd beaten Cena prior.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? So the element of surprise of the Rumble is there, but it's not. In what we're talking, 39 Royal Rumbles?
We are talking...
2 official shockers, 4 at a stretch, if we're reaching.
Mm.
But this is what I liked about this one is, okay, you had Roman who, because of storyline...
But what's been interesting, you say it's always been the top guy, but like what's previously been interesting, except in the last few years, is that there's been kind of a multitude of top guys. What annoyed me about the Triple H era of Rumbles is that it's like, okay, it's obviously Cody. Not only was it obviously Cody, they telegraphed that shit.
But it was, again... Some of us still went Punk. There was always the dark horse. It was like your winner and dark horse was interchangeable. That was the thing.
Sure, but it was like 1 or 2. I think what made this year, both as Big Tone said, lackluster and exciting, is that there was a few guys.
And I feel because of the J movement as well, which was the biggest shot, you could have looked at stuff that you're like, oh, could it go this way? Again, with you, I think I lean with you on the theory thing. I don't know. I don't know if he could get to that next level. I don't know if he can.
I don't think he's got that next level, bro. I don't think it's in him. I really don't.
Which is weird because you look at guys like Ziggler, who we always say they should have pulled the trigger on. You know,
yeah.
Maybe LA Knight. Screw it, perfect. Razor. These guys that were like, why are they Nakamura? All of these guys that you're like, why have they not got a title run? But they forever seem to try to force feed. Screw it, even Drew, pre-exit Drew. Why aren't they pulling the trigger? You know, but there's you keep force feeding. Maybe, and it sounds bad. Maybe he needs to leave and come back.
Who's that?
Theory. Find himself outside.
Where does Theory fit in outside of WWE? He's the most company man ever. Theory doesn't stand a chance in AEW. Theory isn't good enough for New Japan. And TNA is just the feeder for NXT at this point. You see him doing purist wrestling in Ring of Honor? No. He's be real. Now that that's been broken down, what have I said that's wrong?
No, I agree.
You can see Austin Theory hanging out with Ospreay, Omega, Hangman, and Swerve.
But look,
die.
You know what? Maybe he's got
keep a straight face. Look.
Maybe he's got something I don't know exists. This is the thing,
bro. Whatever that thing is, I don't think that thing you're referring to. I don't think he knows it exists. Like, if you're trying to make the argument, the Theory, freaking Austin Theory, should even consider leaving WWE. He wouldn't fit anywhere else. He's a pure company man. He looks like $1 million. He's got a look. He's in a stable. He'll work well to a degree with someone like Heyman, and he's got a ceiling. Like, he's the most fed guy of the modern age.
You can't argue that. You can't argue that. I know the poor kid had character when he was in the way, but that was it. Nothing more of it.
When he did that whole, it was me, Austin. It was me all along. I was like, yeah, okay. I see you.
Yeah, you're right though. You're right. Look, so
some guys are just fed guys or no guys. Chris Masters, fed guy, wouldn't have worked anywhere else.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
Austin Theory is 2026's Chris Masters. Give him a theory lock. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
You're not far off on the truth on that one. But look, it was good to see that they're leaning into the future, and I think they've done it a lot more with the women than they did the men. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Look, hey, Javon beat Iron Man. I'll take it.
Oh my God. Can I just say two more things? Because I know we're about to wrap. Charlotte Flair reminded me why she's the GOAT. She's so good. She's so good, bro.
She gave me a good performance. I don't know if I wanted her as the Iron. I think that was my one beef. I was like, she can do
irrelevant titles aside. That girl in ring is unbelievable.
She was good. She was amazing.
She's so good.
She gave me everything you needed from someone of that caliber. That's
second hot take. Javon Evans is the most overrated wrestler on the planet.
I get his character.
Oh, I get it. I don't like it.
You're not meant to. You're way too.
He's an annoying prick.
You're 20 years too old to understand him.
I think Javon Evans is like, you remember when Montez Ford had that epileptic seizure on the floor? That's Javon Evans' whole character. That moment is the character. Bouncy.
He is, but that's what that's the attraction now. That is the attraction now.
Go away.
Give him time. He needs to calm it down a bit, but show what he can do, which essentially proves that's Leon Slater. Less talk, more action. But that he'll find his way. I don't think he'll be WWE champ. I'll say that now. He'll make he'll be an awesome.
One last hot take for you.
Go.
Trick Williams' in-ring quality does not match his star power. So he has got charisma coming out every single orifice in his body. That's a lot of orifices. The human body has a lot of exit holes. Eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and all of the other things which we're not allowed to say. He has got charisma coming out the wazoo, that boy. His in-ring ain't that good.
So someone said something, and I've not watched NXT to be able to say yes or no. They called him the new Edge. And they say it's because he's currently doing the cheat to win version of him. But if he needed to, he could deliver a lot more. Let time deliver that one. But I see a good future for Trick.
Obviously. Look at him.
Absolute chiseled god, that boy. But look,
he looks like an Adonis. Like it's unreal. He looks like a Greek god.
And he's got the right tune behind him and everything. He's got the swagger.
He's got everything. He's got the look. He's got the body. He's got the tune. He's got the mic skills. He's just not that good in ring. And I wonder, one of two things is going to happen with him. Either that charisma veil at some point is going to come crashing down. It's kind of like episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I like that movie. But I remember when people first saw it, people who now hate that movie. I'm still in touch with some of these people. Walking out of the cinema with them 20, 25 years ago. Oh, it was so good. God, that movie kind of sucks. You give it time and they realize, like, oh yeah, it's not that good, is it? Like, people come around to realize these things. Obviously not as fast as me. I was just born better. But
oh, lucky you.
But yeah, man, if his charisma can carry him over the line. Sorry, that's not what I wanted to say. Despite his infectious charisma, and you can tell I'm praising the guy here, right? Despite that infectious charisma, I don't know if it's enough to get him over the line. So either that veil is going to come crashing down, or he's going to level up his in-ring. One of those two things is going to happen. He's not going to stay as is. Like, this version of Trick isn't sustainable, I think.
Look, it's funny. It's weird that I'm going to liken him to a man I'm looking forward to meeting. He could be like this generation's Kevin Nash. He started off as the bodyguard. He broke off on his own. And Kevin has a lot of charisma. The in-ring wasn't for everybody.
Yeah, but because he was part of a heel faction, he allowed himself to not wrestle. Kevin was smart.
Trick may just join the Vision and just be the mouthpiece at the back. I don't know. Like, who knows how it works out for him. But
okay, imagine Trick out mouthpiecing Paul Heyman.
I don't think that's possible. Can I be honest? That is a great thing.
Yeah, he's the best. He's just
greatest
the best.
Greatest manager.
Last thing before we leave, because we obviously are going to get slack for not talking about this. Y2J.
But that's
I was mixed because going into it,
that's classic Chris to me.
But he's still on AEW's roster. He's still there today when you look on their website. He's still listed. Now, previously, whenever guys come close to leaving, before he leaves, they remove him from the roster so that, natural business practice, they all do it, right? He's still there. And he's touring with Fozzy at the moment.
Yeah, and I remember people saying that the tour will end around this time, which allows him to run.
But it doesn't. Look at their tour dates. It doesn't end until end of March.
Look.
So I don't know where this hype came from. But despite me never thinking this is true, I wasn't going to be like, I thought some of those videos them were showing were actually really funny. Like the monkey running away, running back. And it's like when you hear that this song drop and you've gone to get a beer at the Rumble, it's like, yeah, that's funny. I would do the same. But I wasn't going to be that downer who was going to be like, well, actually, it's like, well, it's fine. Have your fun. I don't think he's coming. But I'll tell you what, when that number 30 countdown came, I sat up. I was like, Do
you know? Do you know wrestling's so weird, isn't it? That you think can also. So two things. I remember your thing about the crowd being dead. They just had this weird lighting because I think people were sitting there, but between these lights, because the lights then drop and then you see the crowd.
It's a combination of both. They did this thing where above people's headsets, they had these lights so they could do this funky light show on the wide shots. So
which they apparently going to drop because it didn't work the way they wanted.
It was awful. That was horrendous. But if you actually look, you could still. So it wasn't as bad as I first thought because I thought all the lights were just empty seats originally. I was like, what the hell?
House show, right? House show levels of attendance.
Yeah.
I was like, no. Cole, you said sold out. What the hell is that?
And then I looked closer and I was like, oh, actually, no, they're full of people. But then I looked again and it's like, actually, no. Look at, especially when Brie came out. Look at the yes. There's a lot of flat air there. And then you look at the flat air and it's like, there's no people there. And did you notice there was no talk about sold out show?
He did say it.
Well, they're liars. There are visible empty seats in this stadium. It was not sold out. This is like what they're trying. This is equivalent of the Donald Trump MAGA cult. It's like, you cannot tell me what my eyes saw. My eyes work. There were empty seats, guys.
I get that because I did look. I started scoping more and more when the lights went down and stuff. What I will say and someone has said this before, the crowd. Look, you can sing Randy Orton's song, you can sing Punk's song, you can sing Cody's song while they're in the ring, and that's all kinds of awesome.
Saudi crowd ain't all that.
You need to pump it up, guys. You've got Mania coming. You need to do it, because I'm telling you now, we should not have been allowed to hear Gunther's song a second time. The chorus of boos over that song should have drowned him out. Like, I forgot he was there when he was number 30, hobbling away. You've just retired one of the greatest. Boo the clot out of that man. He had cricket. And that's a bit unfortunate. The crowd needed to level up. Listen, Saudi, I'm saying this now. When you guys do deliver, you deliver. But yeah, no,
I ain't hating, but I can't remember a Saudi crowd ever making me wow.
No. When I say they did it, but that's what I'm saying. It's in this little pocket, because like Cody's in the ring, he's literally fighting, and they're still singing it to get to that kingdom. They done it for who was
Randy?
Randy. Like, they're giving it, they're showing they know it, banging. They probably would have done it for Punk as well.
No Paris crowd.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry, Lyon crowd. I gotta get it right.
You need to just extend that hype, guys. You've got Mania. You know, we say it, we put our hands down, we've accepted that. We were like, oh, we're the rally, we're the best.
For something that we buy.
Listen, I'm just saying, we thought we were the best. Puerto Rico told us to shut up. Then France told us move along. We've accepted third place.
Yeah.
We will make noise if we get Mania.
I'm happy with third.
Oh, so am I. I will take third all day.
That's good. But objectively, Puerto Rico and Lyon, y'all win.
It is what it is. I reckon give us a Mania. We might be able to tip it, but yeah, we'll see. But anyway, guys, that's the one. Are you happy with the Rumble results? Do you agree with what we're saying? The fact that it didn't have those locked in names for once made you think, maybe they are looking towards the future. The fact that Bron Breakker as a newbie, second Rumble, was a potential candidate, I enjoyed. You know, then I was like, oh, will they lean? Look, him being out could have leaned towards Bronson Reed. But again, some of these guys, Bronson Reed is a bit older as well. We need to level up. Let's start pushing some of the younger guys. This is what I was thinking about. Because again, going back to these Bretts, Sean's and what have you, these guys were late 20s, early 30s. Roman's 40. Me and Roman Reigns are born in the same year. He's about to take on a man who's nearing 50. It's all good having this, but you've got the younger guys. Let's start elevating. That's what I will leave it on. But you're getting there because it wasn't so focused on. He's locked it. I was so tempted. But that's the one. So, guys, your thoughts on the Rumble, please. You've heard us talk for our bit. Love to hear what you guys have got to say. Comment below. Anything in closing, my bro?
It's not often I say this about a Fed show, but there was a lot more good than bad on this show. And even the bad I've said was like sort of logical, granular nitpicks, like is Gunther being presented not correctly or incorrectly, but is it kind of a misinformation? Was the men's Rumble a bit lackluster and with its transitions? You know, these are minor gripes. I don't often praise Fed pay-per-views. This was a fun pay-per-view.
I didn't hate any match. I'll go out and say that. I didn't hate any match.
No, I didn't hate any match either. I thought the men's was lackluster, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, just a few tweaks. And you said it right. Around that Royce Keys moment, a lot of monsters in the ring, not enough fight in the ring. But hey, that's the one. All right, guys. Until the next time, I am the one, AJ Anthony Jordan.
Double V, soon to be ex-champ. That's written in the stars. We'll see you guys soon.
All right, guys. We out.
See you.